see what we got. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Live. Hope we're doing okay here. I'm gonna check my audio. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, those are my options. I don't know if I'm coming in live or what. I don't know if I can swap my microphone live, but let's see how we're doing, at least in terms of the sound. So it looks like we're doing okay, but let's see what we got. All right, and you guys can see what we're working on tonight. I'm just gonna go to Creator Studio and see if we can see it on board here. Okay, painting Guild Ball Butchers. Let's see if it stream status is currently bad. All right. Well, the good news is I can hear myself. Okay. So, anyways, let's get to it, folks. All right. Not gonna plug this stream. Not gonna share. Not gonna care. Just gonna be me. Gonna do my thing. I'm gonna get to work because that's what I do. So here's where we're at. You can see the basing is done on these. Most of them are done. Like there's a little bit I could do here on this guy. Whoa. And so we're gonna kind of go through them model by model and start to finish them up. Okay. So what I do need, that's not bad. I kind of need like a generalized brush to tackle this. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comment section. I realize that it's just me kind of talking to myself right now, but hey, things change, sort of. They should change. We'll see. Dude, where is my number 2? Where's my number 2 brush? This is not okay, people. Sick and tired of not finding things on my desk. That's not my number 2 brush. I do not see my number 2 brush on this table. And that is quite upsetting because that brush is sort of my go-to. Did I stick it in here? No. Did it roll off? Stuff is starting to disappear from here and it's starting to bug me. Are people coming down here and taking things? Hopefully not. Or I could just find my number 2 brush. Could stop being such a conspiracy theorist. So let's see. Between the 2 mascots, what I want to do is I want to get well, let's bring it in a little bit. There we go. I want to get a little bit of color on this guy and a little bit of sheen. Okay. So I'm gonna make the pig a little shiny. Who doesn't like a shiny pig, right? See if I can find the wash that I am looking for. There it is. All right, so we're going to use a little of this Reichland Flesh Shade. Okay, and that's going to give this whole thing a ruddy appearance. And that's really all I really need on the pig is Just a little bit of a ruddy appearance to the pig. You know, nothing. There we go. See how that's a quite nice effect there. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. See, I'm going to bring us in a little bit. That's as far in as we go. So I guess we're going to tighten up our shot here. There we go. Since no one's watching, I can screw with the camera. At least until somebody does tune in. And it's like, hi, what the hell? But that instantly gave the pig a good color there. I like that quite a bit. That's good. Okay. Right. And the fact that it's a gloss gives it a little bit of depth. And it looks good. All right. So there's that. So the mascots are done. I don't need to do anything else on the mascots. Let me double check. Let me get a little bit better focus on us. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, they look pretty good. So just got to set them aside. And then we're going to, once we're at a pretty good point here, we're going to go ahead and seal all these guys up. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to just dot a couple of white dots on Boiler's goggles here. Okay. So I said we're just really are just working on detail stuff right now. All right. There we go. A couple of dots there. And then I want to do a little bit of armor wash. Just a little spot of armor wash on it. As if my armor wash is clogged. Wow. I mean, I got plenty of armor wash here. How come it's not coming out? Why is it not like this? Like how do I maybe I have to pop the whole thing off? I don't think so. I'll stick the needle all the way through. I don't know why it's clogged. It's not coming out. All right. That is the one problem with dropper bottles sometimes is they do this. They just clog up and you gotta go through and fix them. So right now I'm trying to pop the nozzle off. I'm gonna have to use pliers to get these off. Oh, I think I just fixed it accidentally. I squeezed the neck and got a bunch of the solid out of it. Look at that. That's like gross. That was kind of like popping a pimple. Yeah, it's still solid. That's wild. Any more? Yep, still plenty of solid behind that. Maybe the whole thing is kind of solidified like that. That's not good. That doesn't bode well for P3 inks, which I normally swear by. See if I can get the liquid to come back out of this. Whoa, there it goes. Came out, but okay. And we're going to add a little bit of water to it. So there's not much left to do here. It's just really, you can see the weapon there. I want to get a little bit of shading onto that weapon. So we're using P3 Armor Wash, right? I just want a little character on that weapon, right? Just like that. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to go through and we're going to hit all of the metal with this on each character, okay? So here we go with Gutter. It should give us a pretty cool effect. It's going to make each of the models look a little bit darker. And you can use it in other areas too if you want. Like for Gutter here, she has black hair. So there's no reason why, I can use it on her hair and make her hair look even darker. Just give it a little more character to it. There you go. Really kind of give her the darker hair color that, This is the part that I think most people like as far as watching painting is, when all the base coating and all that's done, people like to go in and watch everyone how they kind of pick out detail, how they kind of make all of this work for them. See? So there. So Gutter is going to be a lot darker. And then this is Vet Brisket. And you can see how that shade instantly kind of changes the look of the weapon as it goes over it. All right. Pretty good. Whoa. And then here's some prominent metal here on Shank. So this stuff is so thin that it's going to run kind of all over the place, and you want to be able to spread it out as far as you can and not let it pool. right? So if you have to push it or even just dab it off on something else just so that it won't run, that's what you want. Oh, hey, what's up, Congo? Yeah, quiet night, dude. Yeah, thanks for popping in. We're just me painting up these butchers here, or honestly, just getting the last bit of detail on them. So it's all good. What are you working on? I mean, I could. Oh yeah, my dad, he's doing all right. They think it was an ulcer. He seems to have bounced back pretty well. So thanks for asking. He's doing fine. I was thinking of maybe giving him a call this weekend, seeing if he's up to anything. Maybe I can go pay him a visit. There. Okay. Here's O Brisket. She really only just has this sort of cake blade here. And so it's the weirdest. This is one of the weirdest weapons in all of Guild Ball. It's sort of a cake blade with a pole, and she doesn't have reach. Well, today for me, okay. All right, let's do that. The ball's done. And you got Ox here. I think the next time I do butchers, I think what I'm going to do, because there will be a next time because people always hire me to paint their butchers. I think I painted the butchers more than any other guild, which is surprising. I thought I would have painted fish more than any other guild. But I think for me, I think it goes butchers and then probably hunters, which is a weird one. A lot of hunters players hire me to paint their stuff. So butchers, hunters, then probably fish, and then morticians are up there too. Uh, but then there's like 4 or 5 guilds that are all kind of tied there, which like alchemists, uh, alchemists in those guilds that I painted like 4 or 5 times each. Fun fact: I have never painted alchemists specifically for anybody, but I've sold 4 teams. So I paint an alchemist team and I play it for a little bit, and then then it doesn't pan out for me, and I sell them. It's usually has it. There are painting commissions that you don't see. Not many though. Not many. I mean, a lot of times, the only ones that you don't see are ones where the customer has asked me specifically not to not to show work on it because um, it's I've worked on some pieces that are like confidential. Like they don't want any of that leaking out to the public. So so I've had a couple of jobs like that, and then there's other jobs that are just like paint this thing that is just so dumb or or so bad that I won't. It's not even worth streaming it. It's just like I'll just I'll just take care of this person, and they want me to paint something stupid like a Playmobil toy or something like that. It's like, hey, I heard you paint figurines, and you paint this guy, and they give me that, and I didn't paint that guy, but you know what I mean. So there's stuff like that that you don't see occasionally. Once in a while, once in a great while, there are commission jobs that come in that I turn around so quick that it's like I'm going to turn this around so quick that I'm not going to upload it anywhere. So occasionally I might have that, but that's pretty rare too. So most common reason I would not stream, the most common reason I wouldn't stream a commission I'm working on would be because I've been asked not to. That's by far the most common one. April Fools, you should stream painting. If I had the Twitch following, I think Twitch would follow. I think Twitch would watch it. I don't think my YouTube followers would watch it. I think my YouTube followers they're more of the standard miniature gaming crowd. So it doesn't make sense for, they wouldn't watch something like that. I'm always on the fence with this guy. I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I hate him. What was that? Huh. A little tenderizer action there. But yeah, what I was saying is the next time I'm going to paint butchers, I think I'm going to go with like a really light color scheme, like an off-white color scheme with just a little bit of red and a little bit of black in it, make it mostly clean, and then just spatter blood all over them. I think that's what I'm going to do on the next one. Just really go for the gore on the next one. This one, I was just going for let's make a clean looking team in a short amount of time. Full disclosure, that's what these are going for. The client for these is like, I just, he dropped off too many. He dropped off the entire guild, and I just hate batch painting more than 8. I've determined 8 is that's really my limit. I don't want to do more than 8. And so I wasn't too thrilled about doing this commission because of that. It's just too many at once. So I was like, okay, well let's keep it with a really, really restricted color palette, and and make everything look nice and clean. And we won't worry about like doing too many effects on these. Just kind of keep it clean, nice presentable team, So that's kind of what I'm going for here. Wow, a little too much. Where's Andrew Nelson? Yeah, Andrew is extreme. And actually, both of them, Andrew and Nelson, are they've had some crappy work schedules lately. I still keep up with them. We still message each other, at least 3 or 4 times a week, usually. Haven't, I don't hardly get to talk to Leah anymore. She's super busy. I say hi to her once in a while. That's about it. But but it's cool. Like most of the time, I know her and Nelson are doing their thing too, so that's cool. But yeah, I still see Nelson and not Nelson. Andrew and I are supposed to go play some Arena Rex together soon. So there's a bunch of guys in our play group that have been asking to do Arena Rex, and so I got to get stuff ready for that. And then Aristea is a thing. Like I recorded an Aristea game today, and it was okay. We didn't. I ran out of disk space in the middle of it because I'm still in the middle of uploading or editing my latest Guild Ball video. Man, I kind of deciding if I want to do October's coming. Need to place. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna do blood effects on these weapons. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe if I just dry brush a little bit of blood effect. That's probably good enough. Just a little bit of dried blood. Let's see how that goes. See if I can find my dried blood effect. And if I can't find it, then I don't care. We're done. We can move on to the next job. Here's a little bit of dried blood here. I'm not even going to thin this. I want it to be a little bit cakey. Right? Someone will commission. Well, I might not take it. I had people begging me to do a towel commission. I'm like, I told you I don't do GW. He's like, come on, man. Don't you need the money? And then it's like, no. Like, I have a waiting list for commissions. And I want to, be able to do some of my own stuff too. So I'm super lucky to be able to have like a bunch of clients that are cool with that. Like, look, I game too. I need to be able to keep my own stuff on the board. I don't know how I feel about that. It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a little bit of blood on there. Like, no one's even really going to notice. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, I get you. I have orc, like just random orc minis sitting around here anyway. I could just break one out and paint one, but it's going to be super busy for me this month. I am considering jumping into Extra Life again this year, but I'm going to do it very different. All I'm going to do is do my normal painting, my commission painting and stuff like that. I'll just do commission painting and sell off some stuff. I'll just do auctions and just do a portion of that into an Extra Life fund instead of asking you guys for money. You guys can donate money if you want. I'd be more than happy to do that. I might give you guys a little bit of like promo stuff, if you want patches or dice or that kind of thing. But I'm not going to do like what I did in years past. Like, I'm not going to send out like boxes of Ninja All-Stars and that kind of stuff. I may have to quit this feed here. I can hear my little guy awake. It could be bad. Patch me, I'm falling apart. Help. What's up, Adam? Where you been, man? Boop, boop, boop. You don't see enough Canadians on my stream anymore, my comments section. I think Canada is mad at me. They heard what I was saying. They heard what I was saying about Canada. Those Canadians from exotic Canada. So yeah, real subtle blood effect on these. Just dried blood. Nothing terrible. Keep it a little PG-13. A little bit of gore there. Should get that See how the bubble with this vet brisket. That was me objectifying a miniature. If you're really going to be outraged about it. I saw that there was like a British MP or something that posted like a face. He was like part of the Green Party, I think, and he posted like a Facebook like a Facebook update of him and his wife going out to dinner, and he was like, he was like, me and my hot wife going out to dinner, right? And his own voter base spurred out on him for objectifying his wife. They're like, she has a name, and how dare you just call out only to her physical attributes. She's a person. You don't need to objectify her. They called this dude out on calling his own wife hot. I was like, damn is all I gotta say about that, man. Meat Hook here, she's gonna have a bit more blood because, let's face it, she's Meat Hook. Her name is Meat Hook, okay? She's seen some shit. And you go, GLT's the greatest Canadian troll. Every once in a while, he wakes from his great slumber and graces us with his Canadianness. With those Canadian frozen north. Boris got all kinds of like cuts and shit on him. I totally forgot. So I'm gonna take my crappy brush and just bleed him up a little bit. Every time I see this miniature, I think of Karnov. For those of you old enough to remember the game Karnov. Yeah, that's good. I do love Boar, though. Boar's great. He's a great miniature. You guys are going to fight it out about going to bead. Oh, that's a good little blood. It looks like he just brained somebody who's trying to go for a goal. That. I like that. He just brained some dude. Cool little effect there. I like that. All right. Okay. I think we're good to go on these. I'm just gonna seal them up, and then we're gonna move on to the next miniature to paint. Okay, so I'm gonna get some sealer. What the how? Let's get some varnish. That's not varnish. I need varnish. That's matte medium. Then I had matte varnish. Matte varnish. Okay, so matte varnish. How's my airbrush doing? I need to clean it out. Clean it up and do all these things. What's up, everybody? Why don't you guys tell me what you're painting? Or what you should be painting? Because you should be painting. If you're watching this shit, you should be painting. You're going to hit the sack. Nobody wants to know what you're going to do with Bofa, Mr. Congo. Ha, that was an internet joke. You should be painting an elf. When they start getting elves for Shadespire, I will consider Shadespire. Okay, you've heard me say it. You heard me say it. Will I put any of that shit on my channel? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I might stream me painting some GW shit just so I could make fun of myself. He said he would never do it. And then I'll act like a super GW fanboy. And then the Space Marines, you guys will see the Emperor is coming back. I'll just do like sarcastic shit. Oh my god, snowing in hell. Yeah, I would consider it. I told several people, like, if Shadespire ever gets anything that doesn't just look like buff mans to me, whether that be green buff mans or gold buff mans or spiky buff mans, if they can actually get something that's not just regular buff mans, that's true. Luckily for me, when things are that low priority, by the time I get to the bottom of my paint queue, somebody's got me on a commission that usually just saves me. I'm like, I might go buy, and then, commission. Cool. What did I do with my brush? So we're going to seal all these bad boys. And then we're going to get to the next part of the job. All right. Good night, Congo. Dream of Canadian wolf women. Damn. Furries. Good night, man. All right. So let's go with a little matte varnish. That's good. Seal up the Doge. That's a momentous Doge for you. Let's paint the shit that we know is dry. The ball. And I can take photos of these. Hey, what's up, Lucchesi? Long time no see, man. How you been? She looks all right. Whoa. What was that all about? I should play a game with this Butcher's team. Just so I could send them to Gordon and say, there, they've at least got one game in. He spent all his money having me paint them. Actually, I do think he will play them. At least once. He'll get like one game out of them. I should take some stock photos of them, though. Just so that when I do battle reports against butchers, I have a photo of some painted butchers. Your little Tenchi Muyo. Look at the angle on this fillet. She is really low to the ground there. I like this Vallejo matte varnish. It looks pretty good. I'm going to do Shank-a-link. All right. Okay. All right. Here's that. I love this Vet Ox Mini. He doesn't make a lot of squads though. It's too bad. He's such a fun miniature. They were just when Vet Ox came out, they were in a really weird design space, and they made all of these models that are just supremely unpopular. Like they just did not jive well with the players. Vet Ox, Pint Pot, Crucible, Bone Saw, Granite. Like every team had one. Locust. Every team had a model like that just nobody wanted to play. And then finally the big man boar. Okay. So what have you been up to, Lucchesi? Are you playing video games? Are you playing board games? Are you playing miniatures games? Are you playing games? Should I hop back on UO? I've been thinking about it, dude. So sad, but I've been thinking about it. I have no time to do it, but I kind of just want to go just to like pay it a visit, you know, just to like stand in that game again. You know, weird. Isn't that weird? Just to relive a little bit of the past, since we can't go on Warhammer Online no more. All right. Our next subject is this one. And I got to figure out what we're doing with her. She looks like she's got actually a lot of metal on her. And then she's got a little bit of that yellow. So I might use the little guy, the little airbrush. Yeah, I should probably do that because this is going to be a little bit more precision work here. So we're going to switch from painting like 15 models at once. No, I didn't get banned from Warhammer. Just they shut the game down. They just shut down Warhammer Online. So that was years ago. I feel like they did me a favor. I was going to be stuck on that game. Grind into renown rank 100. Woo! I was so pissed when they did that. They changed the renown cap, and then they made it so if you want the good gear, you have to grind. You have to like grind the dungeons the way you would in WoW. And like the Warhammer Online players are like, this is why we don't play WoW. We play your game because you could level up and get all your gear doing PvP. That was the whole point. You know, yes, the game does have PvE in it, but you know, most people considered it a PvP game. Guess you could always gring their mobiles. I don't know what that means. Gring? I don't know what gring. I don't even understand. I don't understand. I do not understand the words that you are saying. All right. Yeah, let's switch airbrushes. Where's that? There's my H&S. Obviously meant grind. Ah, yeah. No thanks. No thanks. Let us do this. All right. So we always gotta clean the needle before we do anything like this. You're actually supposed to push the needle out the front on this because the way it's designed, they don't want the needle going into the rear chamber. Oh man, because it's gonna bring paint back there with it. Ooh, there is a ton of paint in this bad boy. This meant to be a mistake. You can see like all that paint there. But yeah, are you still active in the video gaming world? Curious. And clean the nozzle here. Here's my cool little tool. I love my cool little tool now. It's like fancy. It's a little death machine tool here that you just use there. Make sure that's nice and clear. And then where is the nozzle? You can already see like, so that paint and gunk right there, you normally can't get that out unless you have this tool. So you push it in there and you turn it and you should be able to just boop, pull big ol' layers of paint gunk out. Ah man, that paint's really stuck in there, man. More like biting my time without normal internets. Uh-oh. You don't have normal internets? That sucks. That sounds awful. Trying to get all the paint off the wall. where it goes. I think that's most of what I'm trying to get out. Right? It should be most of it. All right. I think we are just about ready to put this back together. Ooh, internet's a thing, man. Need to have. It's really sad, but yeah, I need my internet all the damn time. It just makes me sad. Right? So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight we're working on Guild Ball stuff, and so we just finished sealing up the Butcher's Guild, and now I'm working on Vet Decimate, the dreaded Vet Decimate. Very divisive piece in the Guild Ball world right now because she is undisputedly the best veteran model in the game. She is the best veteran model in the game. Some people have gone so far as to say she's the best squatty in the game, and other people are even saying she's just flat out the best miniature in the game. And then finally, some people scattered across these various camps of opinion would say that she's just broken, that she's overpowered, that she has forever changed the dynamic of the Brewers Guild, and that one model should not be allowed to do that. And so if we had Blade Wolf on, or if we had Andrew on, or if we had any of the Guild Ball regulars on, we could be arguing this point right now. All right. But instead, what I want to do is I would like to paint some of this yarrow. And let's see. The yarrow, I probably want to use this gold yellow. I think this is close to the yellow I used on Gordon's original Brewers team. I don't remember. So I'm going to mix way more of this than I need to make. Okay. And we're going to mix this up in the cup here. Not very often I get to just work on one miniature. I haven't seen too much of that from me. I want to do more of that. But that's probably not going to happen for a little while because, well, I can if I want it to because after this job, I'll be working on my stuff for a little bit. And for my stuff, I can decide, hey, do I want to paint a limited edition Midas and just be happy? Or should I paint my little scythe? That all taken care of. Okay, so right now, we're going to get the yellow parts in. This is why you use a nice little airbrush. So you can do fancy things like this. I got a little bit on the claymore there, but we won't we won't even notice that by the time we're done here. And this is a nice way to paint yellow without having to worry about how streaky yellow can get or how poorly it covers. Much better to do it this way. Right, and I can just keep layering this color up until it's the right yellow. I think I'm like right there, man. Like it's normally, that is the right yellow for that decimate. She's just gonna match the other it's nice yellow. So I gotta decide if I want her pants to be yellow so that she's just pretty much just yellow, or do I do something else? I mean, while I'm deciding, it doesn't hurt for me to base coat this yellow because it's such a bright yellow that I could easily just paint over it. Right? Because I'm thinking about doing brown pants, but I'm not sure. I could do that. I could do brown. Or I could just do, actually, it probably would be better if the pants were yellow. Just so, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hold on. Might have to repair that. Well, I had the airbrush in one place for too long, and that's what happens. You just get a heavy run there, and nobody likes that. There we go. So the idea is just to build the yellow real slow. Oh. Here's the other thing that I hate about this miniature. Look at the end of the claymore is really bad. You see that? It's like really screwed up. So I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. So if I just very subtly put the yellow back on there. Here my little baby's awake. Okay, that's a pretty good yellow. I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to build it up a little bit on the legs and the top of the legs. Just so it looks solid. I don't think anything else on her really needs to be yellow. I mean, I guess I could do could do this grieve yellow. Why would I? And I can't tell if that's... I think that's just flash there. I hate that. Hold on. Yeah, I think that is flash on her armpit there. That sucks. I hate that. Right there, that's flash. And then I'm gonna, I want to file it. I should probably just use the hobby knife and carefully remove it without cutting myself. That would be good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Because I can get that gray back on. That's not a problem. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the only parts over that are going to be yellow. The rest of this, let's just... we're going to do in browns and flesh tones and... yeah, and grays. And white. You're going to do a little bit of white. All right. Let's clean that off. So I'm going to clear all that out. And so I need insignia white. And I'm just going to do a little bit of white on the sword. And the rest of this is going to be just dry brush. Just a little bit of insignia white. And if it bleeds over a little bit, it's not that big a deal. Because you're like, whatever, it's lighting. It's highlighting, yay. No one should give you a hard time over that, right? Right. So I'm gonna get the edge of the sword right here. Right, a little blade there. That's nice. And put a little white there on the right there, and then on the chest here. Looks like leather armor, isn't it? I think that's a leather breastplate. I think so. But the knee pads are not leather. The knee pads, these high guards here are, those are iron, right? Uh-oh, that spit. I hate that. No! Spits are the worst. There you go. I mean, I could make it metallic looking, which might be kind of cool. That might be kind of cool looking. Even though I'm pretty sure... No, I can make it look like... We can make it look like metal. No one's going to complain. Maybe some Canadians. Oh no. Yeah. Nice little effect on the blade there. There we go. There, that looks good. So she's got good, like a good lighting element to her. I'm going to give a little bit of that on the face. You know what I mean? Just kind of brighten up that face there. That's kind of cool. I don't know what color that flower is supposed to be. She has feathers. She has like feathers here on her shoulder. I'm not really sure what color there should be. There we go. There we go. Okay. What was that? That looks like wood. Okay. Pretty good. All right, let's clear this out. Should I do the... I guess I should... No, it's fine. I'll paint the boards in manually. Oh, you know what I should do? I should pre-color up the ring of the base so I can get that color on there without having to do so many coats. You know what I mean? So instead of going over the gray base coat, we'll paint this ring white so I can paint the yellow over it. There you go. Nice. I like my expensive airbrush. It allows me to do all kinds of stuff without having to pick up a brush. So cool, man. Oh. Except when it spits. All right. I'll wash that off. Believe it or not, I mean, there's not a lot of colors to this miniature. Pretty straightforward piece here. Okay. I'm going to clear this out. Just clearing a little water out of the way. Okay. So now we can get in real tight here. You can see what we're working on. So a model like this, I don't even really need to paint the eyes or anything. Like this is going to be very straight. This would be a very straightforward model to paint. And I have most, if not all, the colors already on my wet palette because I just painted that Butcher's Guild. So there's not too much more I need to do here. Let's start with doing the skin. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna do. I mean, I could try to paint the eyes on this miniature, but I don't see what. I don't know that that's gonna be terribly beneficial. No one will see it. Except for me. You know how I freak out about stuff like that. Like I need. I don't know if she's wearing a shirt under here, but I'm just gonna say no. I'm just gonna say no and just paint the flesh like little plunging neckline there. Right? And then yeah, everybody's gone, so it's just me painting this again. Oh, that's fine. Okay. And she does, I mean, one thing's for certain, she does kind of have this bare midriff here. Right? There you go. Does she have any other exposed skin bits? I don't think so. Okay. I mean, This would be a shame if that is a hard leather jerkin. It probably is, though. That's the part that bugs me. It probably is a leather jerkin. That's very upsetting. Okay. So while that's drying, let's get a bunch of brown on here, I guess. We just have to decide if that's, like, are we doing that as her chest plate or not? Is her chest plate going to be leather, or is it leather or is it steel? Let's do the boots because we know the boots are brown. It's like a rear shin plate here, or a calf plate, I guess. That's what that is. Okay. And then she's got leather gloves, obviously. I guess, oh no, I don't want to do that yet. Let's first start with the leather gloves. Right. And this right here. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay. Let's do that. It's actually her bare hand holding that part of the sword. But I still have to decide if there's like so little of her skin actually showing. It's these tiny little strips. I guess I am gonna cave and make her chest piece leather. I mean, that is what it is. She's 3-1 armor, so it's kind of a bummer, but yeah, that's what we're doing. I mean, sure, I could have made it more steel colored, but Let's just make the brewery symbol more steel colored. That's fine. There. It's not the most exciting paint job, I know, but that is how she's supposed to go. And I'm not straying too far. I don't want to stray terribly far from the studio art on these. So I need like a dark chocolate brown. Oh, beastie brown. Oh no, that's wrong. Actually, not a bad brown. Beastie brown will work. Yeah, it's not bad. It's too similar to the other brown though. Dang it. Okay. Let's try heavy sienna. For now, I need to paint those like barrels. It's getting a little tight. I'm trying to get all the different. No, the colors. It's very similar. Whatever. It's starting to bother me. Starting to bother me. Ooh, messed that up a little bit. Okay, well, there's that. It doesn't look any different at all to me. That brown looks the same. Whatever. Okay. And I guess I'll just make this whole bracer brown. It's a very easy paint job. Very simple. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's not much to do on this model at all, really. That's a good undercoat for the gold. So I can do that on the pommel here, the pommel of the sword. It's a good undercoat. And then I'll do it here on the rapier. And I guess that can, this whole thing can be gold because this is, yeah, makes sense. The whole thing can be gold there. All right. I have no idea what color Decimate's hair is supposed to be, so I'm going to go with kind of a black color. Or just a really dark gray color. And that all done. There. Doesn't look too bad. Let's highlight the skin with a little bit of tanned highlight. There's like nothing to do on this miniature. It's weird. It's just a fairly plain miniature at the end of the day. I don't particularly think it's a very good sculpt. I mean, the pose is cool and all. The sword is terrible. There. There's again a little bit of midriff showing, but again, nothing to write home about. Just not terribly interesting. Just a sort of an okay miniature. All right. Okay. So I want to do a generic dry brush on her. Actually, let's do. I am going to do something that might piss a couple people off. I'm going to give her just a little bit of lipstick. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just so you can tell her mouth where her mouth is, because you can't like make out anything on this miniature. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, let's give her a very light dry brush. And I could either use light yellow, I could use ice yellow. I'm kind of leaning towards ice yellow. This ice yellow is a really nice color. Or if I wanted to go softer, I could do this bone white, kind of a nice color. I might do that. Bone white's kind of a nice color. Yeah, it gives me, I just have to go really, really, really light on it. And then I also need like, I need like Iraqi sand to paint the base. The base on this is, again, super simple because these are, like, I'm trying to match paint jobs that I did a good 3 years ago. And I don't think I was doing like really extensive stuff to bases to make them stand out. I think it was just sort of a lick and a promise. Cannot find. There it is. Yeah. I need to find another bottle of this. Hey, what's up, Blade Wolf? Welcome to the feed. So let's do. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that down. A little bit of V-Deck coming at you. How's your day? That's good. It's a pretty good day. Nice, relaxing Friday for the most part. How's yours? I think this is the color I used for Gordon's. Like if I was going for like beat up, like weathered and grayed out wood. Is it okay? What are you working on right now, Artea? Okay. All right, there's V-Decimate, currently homework. That's cool. All right. That's not bad. So now we're just going to do a little bit of what you would be working on Aristea. Aristea. Played a bit more Aristea. And let me just say, that game is wonky as shit, man. That game is, it's Spanish. Let's say that. The game is very Spanish. And if you find that term racist, sorry. Because it kind of is. Like, there's just a way that the Spanish games tend to be, in my opinion. Like, I should say in my experience. You know? Spanish miniature games are very aesthetically driven and they're very thematic, okay? And that's one of the reasons why they're so damn popular is because, you get behind Batman and you can tell that they really did their homework making sure that the characters in Batman really feel like the characters in Batman. When you're playing a Bane crew, it really feels like you're playing a Bane crew. When you're playing Court of Owls, it really feels like you're playing Court of Owls, right? And they're super, super good at that. They're super good at giving you that experience, and that's what people want. That's why they sign up. Like, oh, because that when you're looking at joining a miniatures game, you think of, especially a licensed one, you think of your conception of what playing Batman on the tabletop is like, and they're very faithful. I should just cut that. I should just cut that. It looks dumb. I'm gonna cut it. It looks dumb. They're very faithful to that. You know, in terms of rules. Unfortunately, that means if certain characters are too strong in the movie, then they're too strong in the game. That's the unfortunate truth of it. It's like, yeah, we'll give you Bane on the tabletop, but if Bane is so much stronger than Black Mask, and you're playing Bane against Black Mask, well, guess what? We're going to give you that experience. If Bane was that much stronger, he should feel that much stronger. Coat. Give that kind of a generic gray coat there. It should work. There. Now I no longer feel like that's just a dumb sword point. That's good. So Spanish games give you that. They give you this highly aesthetically pleasing game. They give you this highly thematic game. What they don't give you, they don't give you like three things, okay? They don't give you balance. They don't give you very clean rules. And their sculptors don't give you much of a break. I should say their casters don't give you much of a break. I mean, that's the honest truth there. Corvus Belli casters they're just as weird as the Night Models ones, and they just give me fits sometimes. I don't always see what they want me to see in terms of, pinning models and gluing them together. They can't seem to make up their mind regarding should you pin, should you not pin. Who's the OP character in RSD? Right now, I can't tell. With the starting 8, I think a lot of people are gonna say Hexer. I don't think she's OP though. I honestly think they did a fair job of balancing that starting 8 as they should. I mean, that's the flagship 8. So at least those ought to be balanced. And they are. But I don't see how, with no factions and every model being a character, I have no idea. I should say, no, I have no faith in them being able to make or keep the game balanced once they're at, once they're up to 24, 30 characters. I just don't see that. I don't see them being able to do that. A little gold here on the gold detailing. I should do, for the feathers, I should give the feathers a little bit of a yellow. Yeah. So you're getting some of that. There you go. Hexer doesn't seem OP. Hexer is, she's the thing that's really strong about Hexer is she's extremely AP efficient, right? Her one ability that you're going to spam all game long is Vade Retro, which is a great ability, and it has a trigger. It has a very easy trigger for her, and only requires one success to happen. And then there's a die facing on the yellow dice. You roll 3 yellow dice, and there's a die facing on the yellow dice that gives you her trigger and a success on the same die. So You know, that's the magical Christmas land dice. It's very easy to do what you want to do with her. She won the game for me, the last game for me, in that, you know, she had managed with a tactics card on turn 2. Jose had 3 models occupying the center of the board, which would have scored him a bunch of points and taken that territory away from me. And I played one of her tactics that allows me to move every character, every enemy, or displace every enemy character, which is crazy. So he had 3 guys in scoring zone, and I just removed all of them by playing a card. So that was pretty strong. Is it OP? Probably not. It's not. I don't think Hexer is OP. I don't think she's OP by any definition. I think what we may see, though, is a character like her having some synergy with a character they may have not designed yet, and that combination being extremely OP. I think that's a very likely scenario. Okay. So if I recall, I think this model had a sepia tone to it. I think it had a sepia tone to it. But before we do that, well, I'm gonna outline, do a nice edge highlight on these like metal. What do you call these? They're not quite greaves. Are they greaves? They're too like they don't actually protect the shin like a greave should. I mean, it could be that they meant to make greaves here and they're just not. They just failed. So this Vet Decimate, unlike many other Vet Decimate models that are going to go. Oddly, I know why Maximus is used so well. I love Maximus. Like Maximus is my favorite character right now in Aristea. So I always take Maximus. Get a lot of this bone white. Let's give it a little edge there. Then add Parvati for the heels. Yeah. I do think that I don't think that they're broken. I don't think anything in Aristea is broken currently, but I think it's really unrealistic to think that, you know, when they get a bunch of characters in that they're not going to have completely stupid auto include combos. I think that's just a fact. We're just going to have to accept that right now about the game. And like I said, it's Spanish design. The Spaniards, they're very permissive with their rules. It's not, you know, it's not so tightly protected and disputed and everything else. Like it's not Guild Balls. What I'm saying, it's not. You're not going to sit there. With these super tight activations and super predictable matchups and stuff. Like Guild Ball can get very predictable if you have players of the same skill. So if you're talking like the high level competitive level, there's a lot of matchups that you would just call and say, okay, this matchup inherently favors this guild over this guild. You know, if all things considered equal, if we have two players, I'm not going to say that the favorable player is going to win, or the player playing the favorable guild in the matchup is going to win. But I'm just saying it's going to be it should be easier for that player to pull off the win, and whereas the other guy may have more of an uphill battle. Now, yeah, now a lot of people didn't like Parvati, but like Jose and I think we both figured out that Parvati is a really interesting character that can be used to great effect. With Parvati behind Maximus, you know, there's your tank healer combo. You know, and that's something I used to very good effect last night. Was that particular combo, and then her tactics are weird. Like I remember I was bitching about her tactics not being very good, and then I took the ones that I thought would be very useful for her, and you know, based on the matchup, based on what Jose had on the board, and that turned out to be a boon. Like that turned out to be very good. All right, so now, yeah, I guess I'm going to do a little bit of Sepia Wash on the model. Parvati also one of my favorite miniatures. So for me, this is like the great combo because I get to field Maximus and I get to field Parvati, and I love both of their alt sculpts. So it's really good for me. So let's get a little of this. Nice little bit of like burnished gold there. Can't wait to see the painted alt Gata pirate. Gata pirata. Yeah, that does look pretty cool. My plan is to try to play all alts. I want to play all metal alt sculpts. Really just to play all metal sculpts. Even though I know I have to buy the plastics just to get the tactics cards, which that sucks. Come on, Corvus Belly. That's another issue I would say is if they are planning to actively like keep characters balanced, they are going to have the shittiest time trying to do that when you have to balance a character's stat card and their tactics. So you have to go like if a tactic is broken, you're going to just have to issue a new card, like, you know, throw out your old card and take this card instead. I wish they just had an app that would do that for you. That could stay balanced like GB Manager or GB Scrum. Okay. So now I need kind of this guy. Have a good spot for this, but let's do that there. 8 Ball did okay, but he was the least useful. Yeah, he struggled because he didn't. That scenario didn't have much for him to do in terms of, because uh, Musashi, you kept doing all the killing. Musashi and Wild Bill pretty much handled all of your killing, and Gata did all the objective scoring. And like 8 Ball is a little bit more of a he's a little bit more of a positional tank. He does have some damage. It's not the best, so you know he's not gonna. Yeah, I don't think that's a great matchup for him. Yeah, Musashi and Wild Bill. Yes, yeah, you had killed every member of my team at least once each. So that was a tough hill to climb. I'm just glad that I jumped out to such an early lead because I needed to just play for that final turn, really. But yeah, I do. Back to my original thought. It's not a game like this is the real joy of the game is a combination of collecting and painting the really nice miniatures, and the game itself is enjoyable. Like it's passable. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's kind of like how Batman is passable. This game is also passable, but um, I don't know. I had another thought there, and I forgot to I forgot to finish it. The Dead Man's Hand. Yeah, if you do Dead Man's Hand, if you play that tactic at the end of a game, you will score a critical kill. You will kill something with that. Oh man, I didn't get the back there with the Sep. Oh, I did. It just looks weird. You took that card by accident. That card is amazing. Wow. So she's coming together super quick, man. So now I'm going to paint the black and the steel. I wasn't expecting to draw that many cards. Yeah. Well, it's a great, like, your whole crew was so good at just killing people because you have the two best DPS guys in it that it's going to play to that card because you're going to get a bunch of cards for fragging my guys. So it makes sense. It makes sense to me. It's really dark now. I don't know quite how I feel about that. I mean, it looks correct, just really dark. I feel like I need to brighten the yellow up just a little bit. We also drew, I think, 6 cards from 2 tactics. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I was pretty happy with the cards I ended up with towards the end there. Because I knew, like, once I knew I was not going to be able to kill any of your guys, I had to play just for the scenario, and I think that paid off pretty well. So a little bit of, just get a little bit of yellow back in here. So she just doesn't look so dull. Okay. She looks kind of like trash right now because the washes are so shiny. It's hard to make out in detail. Forgot Hex had not arrived from standby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the nuts part was I used that Parvati card to clear all her conditions, so she wasn't suffering from the -2 energy. So she had good options. I thought about it and I was like, well, what if got to let me go first, right? And Hexer goes there, and the plan at that point would be get in and tie, or actually if Gata's in the middle of the board, just to sit there or get the other 2 guys out of the center board, the centerpiece, and then just tie for that 3rd piece. Then if we tied for the 3rd piece, we would be tied for sections 4 and 5, because you had Gata and Parvati in one, and then we would have, Parvati and I forget who it was, one of your other models, and then I had in that same zone, and I would have had Parvati and Hexer. Hexer and Gata in the other zone. So those 2 zones would be null. I would own the 2 zones in the top, and you would own the center. So you would get 1 point from the center, and I would still end up getting 2 points for having more zones than you. So I think by the time I thought that your big mistake was not letting Hexer go first when you had initiative. But I thought about it and I was like, oh no, there's still, in that scenario, I still would have won, because like I said, I would let your 2 guys have the middle and just contest that last zone with Gata. And as long as Gata can't get to the far zones, I'm gonna win that game. So it's all good. So it all worked out. That's all I'm saying. Now I need to play more Guild Ball this weekend. I don't think I can. I'll try. I may have some time on Monday, though. But yeah, either way, that was a super fun game. I felt like I got really frustrated when I started to feel like I couldn't get any good die rolls and I was playing from behind. That happens though, right? That's just. There you go. Okay. She does look a little bit boring. I'm just going to highlight. And so it just doesn't look totally brown only. All right. So now let's go ahead and I actually need yellow ochre to match the rest of Gordon's guild. You believe Gordon's getting my V Decimate? He is not going to play this. It's going to be so sad. This V Decimate is just going to gather dust. Or, best case scenario, he puts it on the board. He's like, okay, well, I don't know how to play this guy. And just gets worked with V Decimate on the board. And people are like, how do you lose with V Decimate? I don't think I think she's somewhat imbalanced. I think she definitely needs to be toned down, but just a tiny little hair. I'm not calling for like crazy nerf on her. I just think she's a little too better than everybody else. That's all I'm saying. Dude, where is my yellow ochre? What? It's not even. I have heavy ochre. Let's just. I haven't seen my yellow ochre in a long time. Let's dark flesh. Yeah, I cannot find it. I guess I'll have to paint it this color. He would have taken her. Oh, my V deck. Yeah. No, he was like swearing up and down, like, I'm gonna start a Guild Ball community. I need 2 guilds. And so, and he was trying to be the big man, right? He was going back home. And oh god, yeah, it's not covering. To paint this kind of thick. It's not covering over white. That's the problem. It's okay though. Guys, glad you got metal cloth. Yeah. Well, I don't think he Oh yeah, he does have most of the breweries. He doesn't have all of them, but he has the ones he needs, in my opinion. And then the last thing he bought was I remember Gordon saying he's actually playing with 1, 2 people. Yeah, he did get in a game with a local there a few weeks ago. He was telling me about. So I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong here, and I would love it if Gordon actually like showed a little follow through and did it and like helped start a little community up there. Then I would love to drive up there and then just pound the snot out of them with my alchemist skills as a way of thanks. Hey, thanks, guys. That's a really cocky thing for me to say, but that would be fun though to drive up there, get some games in with them. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna try to clean this up a little bit. It's on a little bit heavy. I'm gonna pull some of this off, let that layer dry, and then I'll just paint a second coat. Best way to do it instead of painting poorly. Let's put a nice, smooth, even coat down. Like the hotness is church and Masons. Not with us. Church is one of the hotnesses with us at CQ. Church, hunters. What else is the hotness right now? God, that didn't cover it all. That's because it's an airbrush color. I guess I'm just, I'll just paint it the heavy gold color. Like he won't. It might be a slightly different shade. He won't notice, right? If I. No, I'm still like the only Midas player in like all the zip codes. There's a podcast clown and people who played Midas. They're like, there's only like 4 people playing Midas in the rest of the world. I was like, you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. You only give Hammer 2 influence and you think he's bad. Okay, shut up. No one cares about your opinion, buddy. That color is just really gone. It just really got up and left. It's so frustrating because it's one of my go-to colors. I guess I can do this. Playing Theron Hunters is playing by yourself in the black. That's funny. All right. I don't want to use my good brush for this. All right. So, yeah, let's use a not as good brush to do this. Oh, that's a good color. Okay. That's a good color. I think that's correct. I think I did not give him a bright yellow bases. I gave him more this like yellow ochre style base. The wood, I don't remember. The wood might be a little too dark. But even if it is, I think it looks better than his other models, so you should be okay with it. Plus, it's V-Decimate. You know, I could have put this on eBay, unpainted, unassembled, and probably made 40 bucks off of it. That's how bad people need V-Deck in their lives. Yeah, looks right. Yeah, looks right. It's so light. Looks right, though. I'll let that dry. Okay. Now let's open up that pack of terrain. The last thing he bought. And I undercharged him for it, so I'm just going to give this. This is going to be, well, not that this would change too much, but it would almost entirely be painted by airbrush. Let's pop this sucker open. The other thing is if I get supremely lazy, I would just give him the set I already have painted. And then, well, no, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to paint this set and then decide which one I like better and keep the one I like better. Yeah, this is a supreme waste of time because I think it's 8 little pieces of terrain that comes in this set. Oh, you guys got nothing to look at. Here. There. I think it's like 8. Yeah. Hey, Jose, there's an entire Butcher's Guild here if you want to get in a game of Guild Ball this weekend. You can pick. Hey, what's up, Canvas? You have the full Butcher's roster here if you want to play. Okay, so that's the big piece. Let me see, I have one of those out. It looks like I mean, it's real quick. Just gonna spray all this crap. What you been up to, Canvas? Let that dry for a minute. Yeah, this is the piece that was annoying. Getting that to stay down. And then filling in the crack there. Let's do that right now, actually. Just splooch a little glue there. Yeah, this color is way too pale. That can't be right. I don't remember his guys being that pale. All right. Let's push that down. That glue for a minute. I think I have to do a second coat of that color, or just gold yellow. We'll just do gold yellow. It's fine. So Canvas, you do any miniature gaming anymore? Or are you out the game for good, man? Are you permanently out of miniature gaming? What do you do for fun now, other than asserting your white privilege all over people and white privileging all over people's faces and sometimes their belly, sometimes on the back? CBF? Make sure the patriarchy reigns supreme. Well, somebody has to. Damn patriarchy. Patriarchy ain't gonna patriarchy itself. All right. Let's get the rest of this stuff out. All right. And I need so I'm gonna fill this crack here with plastic putty. I don't even know. What is CBF? What are you talking about? Is it some GW thing that I don't know about? So let that fill that gap there. Isn't that nice just to be able to do that with plastic putty? So that garbage liquid green stuff. This. And that. So this isn't too bad. It's one setup. We do all this terrain, and I'll probably do all this terrain on I'll do it on Twitch so I can have people on Discord keeping me company, because this is going to be almost entirely airbrushed because I'm lazy. And that's how you do stuff like this. Because nobody, I mean, there are people that will sit here and paint like they'll brush paint every little detail here. And we call those people not smart. So I would airbrush most of this and be good with it. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what I got going on this weekend. I'm working on 2 videos for the YouTube channels. One is I have a match report, a Guild Ball match report that is my Masons taking on Nathan's Hunters, which is an excellent game. That turned out to be a very good game. I watched it back and really enjoyed watching it back. Then there is and then I have my Aristea game that I recorded with Jose. Unfortunately, I don't have all the footage for that game, so I may make some sort of hybrid video where we're watching some gameplay with like me and Jose playing the game, but I'll give my thoughts on like what I really think of the game. So it's almost like more like a review of the game, but you're able to watch it's a review using an actual game as kind of as an example of how the game plays, stuff to be aware of, that kind of thing. So those are 2 videos I'm working on this weekend. The Guild Ball one should be up probably within the next 24 hours. The test render is done. What I normally do is I render the video with all of the score text and all that stuff on it first, and then from there I will go ahead and watch it again, record my my commentary over that, and then that's what actually gets uploaded. So I actually render the video twice. So anyways, I'm gonna start popping these guys off. The bases here so that I can, we'll tack on the bottom there. So then I can start doing stuff like this, like right. And just gonna give, I'm gonna give Decimate a little bit more time to dry, and we'll seal her and then we'll call it. All right, so there's Tenderizer. Again, my favorite part is the blood and rust on the cleaver there. And so just the 2 big pieces get the heavier bases. And you got the pig here. Just get a little water in there. Ah. Just put that on there. So I'm doing 2 things at once, showing you guys the Butcher's Guild and then also remounting the terrain. It's a lot of pieces. And I got all this stuff a week from tomorrow. So all this will be done in 7 days. Nice little turnaround there. A few more pieces. We'll fill it there. All right. I might just try to get a little primer on these tonight. After I seal, those, here's vet brisket. I just have to seal VDEC. Pretty good. All right. Got all meat hook action there. Okay, last piece. Although I still have plenty of butchers that need to come off their stands. So the butchers I painted they're pretty plain. They're pretty plain. They're nothing really to write home about, but they look cool as a team. Okay. All right. So those are all fired up, ready to roll. Let's go ahead and drop a little varnish on V-decimate here. Uh-oh, did I turn it? Oh, I did. I was like, turned it off. All right. So we're gonna just kind of quickly get her sealed up. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Luckily, that was just a little bit of airbrush thinner. It wasn't too bad. And just me being a klutz, trying to fix a slight air leak. We're just gonna spray it down with a little matte varnish. And then we'll set her aside. And I'm gonna throw a layer of black primer on these guys. Well, okay, so she's done. Whoa, little bit of a mess there. Yeah, it's not terrible. Okay. Hold on. I need to clean that, because that will become a problem later if I don't. There we go. Seal that again. There you go. And we'll put them there. And let's clean that out. And then we're going to start. I mean, since we're here, let's just prime these guys. You guys are quiet. Anybody else painting anything right now? Anybody else tired of watching representations of nerds on the internet? I know I am. I'm sick of it, man. I was like there was a thing on a board game. I think it was an AR board game, and it's whenever those professional internet, those websites when they put together a video like these are my favorite things. They just put like the most just awful face punchable people on those videos, just absolutely cringeworthy. Like what? Like honestly, as an older man, and you're gonna have to forgive me for being less evolved or whatever, but I look at that shit and I'm like, what even is that? When I look at some of the way these like hipster, I'm such a nerd, like when you see that shit on these videos, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like that's like they consider that like best foot forward with board gaming. It's like, oh yeah, here, we're inclusive and we're progressive and all this other crap, and it just. But the people they put up there are just like you couldn't handle them for more than 30 seconds at a time. And with the camera angles, they're always doing this expressive shit with their hands, and the camera like zooms in and out of their face, and you want to punch their face even more because it's like they're trying to sound deeply intelligent or whatever. It just drives me crazy. But then again, like I said, I'm an unevolved old male troll, I suppose. Gill balls. Spray them balls. Get off my lawn. Yeah, I don't know, man. That could just be me. I want to do like gaming content that isn't cringy like that. Like I want to have a completely different kind of cringe. I'm just tired of that particular cringe. The quirky, I'm a quirky boy. It's like some quirky man with like the tits hanging out, just the man tits and sad beta structure. I don't know. You know what I mean? He just looks like the guys I usually get are like just like these little like toothpick guys that I'm sure you could like get to faint if you showed them a pair of live titties. Like they would faint. They'd like faint on a couch or something. All right, getting there. Let's at least get the annoying part, the black primer, down. This really is nice looking terrain though. Okay, now the big old piece. You can see how you can paint more. Whoa, that's what I was worried about. You can get most of this painted with just the airbrush. You don't need, you're not doing like heavy detail work. Well, and my headphones are dying because I forgot to charge them. And I don't think I'm allowed to switch my microphone. So I'm going to be ending my stream here pretty soon. Yeah, I'm going to have to end it because my headphones are about to die. So with that, I'm just going to finish painting these black. You guys don't need to watch the rest of that. So with that, we're going to end the stream. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.